Okay, welcome back to part 3 of graphing parabolas. My assistant, Bonnie the cat. I apologize if you see her rear end at some point. This section is about, we're going to be able to convert from this y equals ax squared plus bx plus c to y equals ax plus h squared. Okay, we should be able to go back and forth. Right? And that said, my advice to you is the only time you want to do to convert is most likely if someone is asking you to. Like a Pox learning says, convert, then convert it. Most time in life will be better just to either use the vertex form, use the fact that this gives you the vertex of h and k, and this you use minus b over 2a. Most time it'll be better for you anyway. But sometimes they ask you, so you need to be prepared. Now, the vertex form here, converting it to y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, that is actually the easiest case. So I'll do one example of those. All you got to do is multiply things out. So x minus 2 squared means I have x minus 2 times x minus 2 plus 4. So finally, you have minus 2 times first terms are x squared, outside's minus 2, x, inside's also minus 2x. And last, you get minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4 plus 4. Or minus 2 x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 4. Now we just need to distribute to the first three. So it's going to be y equals minus 2x squared minus plus 8x, right? Because minus and minus makes a plus. Minus 8 plus 4. So it's going to be minus 2x squared plus 8x minus 4. There we have it. We've converted it to this form. All right. We're going to convert g of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 3 to, in this case, it'll be g of x equals a x minus h squared plus k. The key here is this, right? We have this perfect square, x minus h squared. The way you create perfect square is you have to complete the square. So we're going to have to complete the square on this g of x. Now, before we were completing squares, we got the x squared and the x all on one side by moving the 3 over. In this case, if you look at this, the g of x or the y we put there is always alone. So I can't move anything to the other side. We're just going to kind of shove stuff out of the way towards the right. So we're going to say I have x squared plus 2x and move that out of the way. So what I want to do we're going to add something here. Now, since we're doing it all on the same side, if I add it here, normally I would add over here, right? Plus this, but I can't do that because I want g of x to be by itself. So that's out, which means I'm just going to subtract over here. So plus the same thing minus the same thing is going to be 0, so we're not going to have any change. Now remember, when you're completing the square, we just take this b term here. You take half of it and add the square. So we take half of 2 is 1, and we'll add 1 square. And then we'll subtract 1 square over here. So completing the squares will look like this, right? The first term here, this x squared, gives you x. The middle term gives you a plus or minus. In this case, it gives a plus, and that gives you a 1. And we're going to square it. Then we have minus 3 minus 1, or g of x equals x plus 1 squared minus 4. There it is. We'll do it a second time. And we're going to go ahead and use this top, the one we've already done before. So we know the answer. So we'll convert y equals minus 2x squared plus 8x minus 4 to y equals a x minus h squared plus k. Again, we gotta get this perfect square. And again, let's come back here. Up here, right, and this one, right, and this original one, right there, when we complete the square, we always need the number in front of x squared to be 1. So in this one here, I don't quite have that. So the minus 2x squared plus 8x minus 4, I don't have that. So we're going to have to adjust for that. But first thing, let's shove some stuff out of the way. So we have minus 2x squared plus 8x minus 4. Now, the only thing I'm using in completing the square are these two terms. So I have to get rid of the 2 on the x squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to factor. I'm going to factor minus 2 from both those two terms. So I'm going to have y equals minus 2. So my x squared and x term here are inside minus 4. Leave a big spot inside because I have to add stuff in there still. Minus 4. Plus something right there, minus 4, and let's put a blank here. I'm going to leave that open. And leave this sign here open for now, because I want to talk about it. So right now, while we're inside here, we'll take half of 4, which is 2, add its square. And here's the tricky thing. Before, on the previous one, right, I took 2 squared here, I subtracted 2 squared there. But on the one before, the number in front, right here, right there, was 1. We don't have that. It's more complicated. So if I was to FOIL, right, or distribute, this goes to this goes to this, and this would go to this. And I actually don't care about the last one. So that's going to be minus 2 times 2 squared, or minus 2 times 4. This is a minus 8. So we just subtracted minus 8 from the problem. I have to do the opposite, which means this is going to be a minus and an 8. Because of this 2 out front, this minus 2 out front. So pulling it all together, minus 2 stays outside. First thing gives me an x. Middle term gives me a plus or minus, in this case minus. I have 2 squared, so it's going to be a 2. And I'm going to square it. And minus 4 minus 8 gives you minus 12. I want to add a quick correction. I just saw it at the end of the video, so a quick correction. This right here is minus 8. Whatever I have here, I should put the opposite here. So this should be a plus, which really makes this into a -4 plus 8. Makes this a +4. I apologize for the mistake. I just saw it. So again, let me know if there's any questions.